Oh, well, hello, my internet fans. I was going to start the intro, but I guess I clicked the wrong thing and we're just going to go with it. So, this is That Boy Sports Bar for June 11th, 2024. You know how the drill works and everything like that. All the videos should have kicked in, but because my computer is sensitive on the mouse, it just didn't happen that way. So, we're here, we're starting. And we got a little bit of breaking news. This is news to me. I just saw this news about an hour ago, and this comes from Twitter. This is from the Major League Eating people. Now, if you remember, about 3 weeks ago, I recently went to Knoxville with Joey Chestnut there, and Joey Chestnut, of course, won. Now, what Joey Chestnut, of course, is famous for again is for eating contests, and one of the major championships that he won was the Nathan's Hot Dog Eating Contest, which is also, I guess, co-sponsored by Major League Eating. Well, according to Twitter, and this is on their Twitter account, and I'm looking at this live on my computer, they're at Eating Contest. Major League Eating addresses Joey Chestnut's choice to represent a rival brand, expressing disappointment and hope for his return to Nathan's Famous. This is their press statement. We are devastated to learn that Joey Chestnut has chosen to represent a rival brand that sells plant-based hot dogs rather than competing in the 2024 Nathan's Famous 4th of July hot dog eating contest. MLE and Nathan's went to great lengths in recent months to accommodate Joey and his management team, agreeing to the appearance fee and allowing Joey to compete in a rival unbranded hot dog eating contest on Labor Day. For nearly 2 decades, we have worked under the same basic hot dog exclusivity provisions. However, it seems that Joey and his managers have prioritized a new partnership with a different hot dog brand over our longtime relationship. Joey Chestnut is an American hero. We would love nothing more than to have him at the Nathan's Famous International Hot Dog Eating Contest, which he has dominated for years. We hope that he returns when he is not representing a rival brand, end quote. Also, of course, on Twitter, a lot of people are saying that he has been banned. Like the people at the contest don't want him there. Well, based off of that first paragraph, and again, I'll say it's word for word, we are devastated to learn that Joey Chestnut has chosen to represent a rival brand. Ellipses at that point. That doesn't mean that he's been banned. That doesn't mean that he's not allowed to compete. He's just making a choice. So it's like social media is just taking everything out of proportion right now, saying that in big letters, oh, he's banned because he's not participating in a hot dog contest by one of the most popular hot dog brands in America. So if that's his choice, you may not agree with it, but you should respect it. So anyway, breaking news, that's how we start off on this June 11th day, 2024, the anniversary of the the LA Kings winning the Stanley Cup for the first time. So I decided to wear this one along, of course, with my National Predators hat. So that was the breaking news right there. This is, of course, again, is That Boy Sports Bar, starting a little bit differently because I don't know how to run a computer, apparently. But hey, it happens. So before I get into the regular stream of how I show the sports and everything, a little bit of an update of what's been going on with me. Not much really on the exciting front, just a lot of work. Instacart is still a thing in my life with my car. I do prefer Instacart over Uber. I have tried Uber. I have done a few rides with Uber. I did get my first official tip with Uber, but I think I'm leaning slightly more towards Instacart because of my current employment at Walmart. Um, working in a grocery style setting or a grocery style store. My job does sell groceries. So delivering groceries, I guess, is kind of the next big step. Um, it's a very interesting side gig, if that's what you want to call it. Um, it's if you don't know how Instacart works, you basically it's like Uber for groceries. You put in a grocery order, a driver goes and collects the groceries. They do not pay for it. The person who places the order does. They put the money on a prepaid debit card. They pay for it, and then you either deliver it, or you can even leave it at the store and they'll come up and pick it later, and then you'll get paid for it. It is considered, I'm not on salary or anything. I am considered an independent contractor because I'm doing this on my own time with my own car. So the money I earn is taxable at the end of the year. So there's that, and of course I can probably write off mileage or gas. I cannot write off both, and not much in stories. And when it comes to that, you just turn on the app and hope to get lucky. So, of course, we're back in our regular schedule this week, but next week we will be on the air potentially on the 17th or the 20th. That, of course, is coming up with the potentiality of the NBA Finals, which I'll talk about a little bit later when I get to that part of the show. In the meantime, let's bring in the stories. And we start off with golf, as always, the Memorial Tournament in Dublin, Ohio. Scottie Scheffler, the number one player in PGA golf, won this tournament. And this story comes directly from PGAtour.com, written by the staff, and you can also find it on X at PGA Tour. Let me scroll that up a little bit. No player had won 5 tour titles in a season before the U.S. Open since Tom Watson in 1980. That changed Sunday at the Memorial Tournament presented by Workday as world number one Scottie Scheffler's iconic 2024 season continued on its historic pace. Scheffler earned his 5th tour win in his last 8 starts at Muirfield Village, carding 8 under 280 for a 1-stroke win over Colin Morikawa at Jack's Place. Scheffler carded 2 over 74 on a firm, fast Sunday in Central Ohio, but it was enough to hold on for the win after he took a 4-stroke lead into the final round. It was a year ago at this tournament that Scheffler's much-discussed putting struggles came to a head as he gained nearly 21 strokes on the field from tee to green at the 2023 Memorial, the second-best ball-striking performance on tour in 2 decades, but couldn't convert it to a victory. Fast forward to Sunday, and he drained a slippery 5-footer for par on the 72nd hole to defeat Morikawa, securing his 11th career tour title and earning the winner's handshake with tournament host Jack Nicklaus just off the 18th green. The moment was made even sweeter by the hug afterward with his wife Meredith and infant son Bennett, celebrating his first victory as a dad. Congratulations, well done indeed to Scottie Scheffler. Of course, the players are continuing in the FedEx Cup standings. Scottie has a huge lead, amassing over 5,000 points currently. He's second place is Xander Schauffele at 28.80, Rory McIlroy at 20.45, Colin Morikawa at 19.71, Wyndham Clark at 19.06, Sahith Theegala at 18.06, Ludwig Aberg at 17.84, Jan Hun An at 16.20, Hideki Matsuyama at 15.40, and Sepp Straka at 13.23. Coming up is another big tournament. It's the U.S. Open. And the greatest of all time in golf, at least in my opinion, Tiger Woods was on the practice greens, so he will be playing in this one. And we'll see where the U.S. Open goes. The ladies played at the LPGA Classic in Galloway, New Jersey. And let me bring up that one. Let's bring up that news story. Can we bring up a news story that should have been brought up earlier? Let's see. Do I have that news story? View all tournament news. Where are you? There it is. From LPGA.com, written by the Associated Press. Linnea Strom shot a tournament record 11 under 60 on Sunday to overcome a 7-stroke deficit and win the ShopRite LPGA Classic by a shot for her first LPGA Tour title. After making the cut on the number Saturday, Strom teed off at 8:20 a.m., 3 hours and 40 minutes before the final group on the Bay Course at Seaview Resort. Strom had an eagle, chipping in from 15 feet on the par 5 ninth, and 9 birdies to get to 14 under 199. The 27-year-old Swede birdied the last 3 holes and 4 of the last 5. So congratulations to that. And there is also a backup story that my partner in crime, Stat Girl, sent in. So let me bring that up. And it was a rare disqualification rule. And I compare this story to the James Bond movie Goldfinger. Now, in that movie, James Bond challenges Miss Goldfinger to a game of golf, with the stakes being a rare bar of gold against $5,000 of money. And they play under the strict rules of golf. Now, you'll have to look that one up. But this story also comes from golfwrx.com, written by Matt Vicenge on June 10th. During the first round of the ShopRite LPGA Classic, Nasa Hataoka was disqualified after her golf ball was found after the 3-minute time limit had expired. She was in the midst of a great round when she hit her ball into the fescue, which I would assume would be the out-of-bounds area of the 9th hole. The LPGA Tour released a statement after the disqualification. So this comes from also LPGA Media on Twitter. This is coming live in on my phone right now. After reviewing video footage provided to the LPGA following my P's and my B's, it's not LBGA, it's LPGA. It was determined that the search for Nasa's ball lasted longer than the 3 minutes allowed under Rule 18.2a. After 3 minutes of search, the ball is considered lost and the player must proceed under stroke and distance. Now, in the movie, Goldfinger loses a ball and replaces it without James Bond knowing it, but he does know it, and it ends up costing him. So the rule is, if you lose your ball, you have a certain amount to find it. If you don't find it, this rule comes into play. So apparently she got disqualified for not following that rule. So that happened. And of course, in the movie, well, James Bond wins because under the strict rules of golf, you must play the same ball throughout your round, Schlesinger 1 versus Schlesinger 7. So go back and watch that. Of course, the ladies are playing in the race to the CME Globe. Nelly Corda is still your leader at 32.85. Hannah Green at 14.95. Ayaka Fiore at 12.94. Lydia Ko at 11.57. Maya Stark at 9.69. Brooke Ann Henderson at 9.56. Yuka Sasso at 9.51. Sei Young Kim at 7.98. Patty Tavanataniket at 7.86. And Rose Zhang at 7.65. One of the two big tournaments this week finished up in Paris, France. It was the French Open at the Roland Garros tennis courts. Your winner was Carlos Alcaraz. And they are, of course, the players in tennis are racing to Turin to be the top 8. Jannik Sinner is apparently your new number 1 overall player, if I did read that correctly. He does have the number 1 spot in the top 8 at 5,300 points. Alexander Zverev is second at 4,385. Carlos Alcaraz is third at 3,900. Casper Ruud at 3,435. Daniil Medvedev at 3,150. Stefanos Tsitsipas at 2,465. Alex de Minaur at 2,255. And Andrei Rublev at 2,220. The ladies played in Paris as well. And again, the dominant female here is Iga Swiatek, winning her 4th out of 5 years at Roland Garros. So she is on a tear right now. She leads in the race of the WTA finals at 7,335 points. The rest of this team, the rest of the standings have pretty much stayed the same. Coco Gauff did win a doubles tournament coming up, but the players, no major changes there. A few swaps in the standings, but other than that, they are all the same. But that's amazing. To win the same tournament 4 out of 5 years is just undeniable. And you cannot not bet on this person. She is amazing, right? And she's proving it. Well done indeed to Iga Swiatek. All right, let's move into NASCAR and let's bring up the story about what took place out in California. It's Sonoma at the Toyota Save Mart 350. Kyle, this is from NASCAR.com. Kyle Larson avoids early chaos, surges down the stretch for Sonoma victory. Kyle Larson powered to victory in Sunday's NASCAR Cup Series race, avoiding the early chaos that derailed the days of others and riding fresher tires down the stretch to notch a home track win at Sonoma Raceway. Larson's number 5 Hendricks Motorsports Chevrolet led 19 of 110 laps, and he claimed his second win on the 1.99-mile road course by 4.258 seconds. His third win of the season also marked the 26th of his Cup Series career. Michael McDowell drove home as the runner-up in the number 34 Front Row Motorsports Ford. Chris Boucher took third with Chase Elliott fourth and Ross Chastain fifth. Larson's tires were 13 laps fresher in the final green flag stretch, and he slipped by Martin Truex Jr. and Boucher on lap 102 to take the lead for the last time. Truex, who recovered from an early spin, was in position to finish as the runner-up, but his number 19 Joe Gibbs Racing Toyota sputtered out of fuel within sight of the checkered flag. So this has now been 2 weeks back-to-back where somebody's just not learning their numbers, and they're just not realizing how much gas they burn up and when they need to refuel. Now, I'm learning this the hard way in my 2015 Kia Sportage, which I have dubbed Sport. I'm calling him Sport. I don't know why, it's just a thing. And I do this because Pop, who is heading over to Indonesia. Pop, I hope you see this. I hope you get there safely. Enjoy your Bali staycation, if that's what we want to call it. Pop always taught me and Renegade to keep your gas tank at a half a tank, for mostly the reason if you need to, if you get a call at 2:00 in the morning to go get your friend because you're their ride or die. By the way, go see Bad Boys. Excellent movie. Saw that today. So whenever my gas tank reaches half, that's when I head to our local gas stations and I fill up. Unfortunately, I don't get that very good with the MPG miles to gallon. I get about 19 in the city, 23 on the highway, so it does eat up a lot of gas. So if you keep that little style there of keeping your gas tank at half, you might save money depending on where you are in in the nation. As far as the remaining of the top 10, AJ Allmendinger took 6th, Ryan Blaney was 7th, Tyler Reddick 8th, Christopher Bell took 9th, and Todd Gillian 10th. The standings, Kyle Larson still leads at 561, Chase Elliott is 2nd, Denny Hamlin is 3rd, Tyler Reddick is 4th. Last season's season champion, regular season champion, not playoff champion, Martin Truex Jr. has dropped to 5th. Now, let's not worry about that just yet. I mean, we're nowhere close to the playoffs just yet, but not need to worry. William Byron, Brad Keselowski, Ty Gibbs, Christopher Bell, Ross Chastain, Alex Bowman, Ryan Blaney, Chris Boucher, Bubba Wallace, Kyle Busch is back in the playoff spot. He's bouncing in and out. He's been doing that for the last month almost. He's in, he's out, he's in, he's out. He's getting punched out by Stenhouse. Let's not forget about that one. So he needs to start getting some points because he's 181 points down. We don't want him to drop too far. In the Xfinity Series, Shane Van Gisbergen won the Zip by Now Pay Later 250 in his number 37 Chevrolet. Sheldon Creed took 2nd place. Sam Meyer took 3rd. Austin Green 4th. Austin Hill 5th. Justin Allgaier 6th. Chandler Smith 7th. John Hunter Nemechek 8th. Cole Custer in the double out Ford, because I love saying that, is 9th, and Parker Kligerman is 10th. And Cole Custer in the double out Ford is your new leader in the standings. Austin Hill, Chandler Smith, Justin Allgaier, Jesse Love, AJ Allmendinger, Riley Hurst, Sheldon Creed, Parker Kligerman, Shane Van Gisbergen, Sam Meyer, and Sammy Smith round out the top 12. The Craftsman Series did not race this week. I believe they come back next week. We're just plowing right through. We might get done in half an hour. You never know. I'll try and stretch as long as I can. The UFL Championship is set as the Birmingham Stallions beat the Michigan Panthers 31-18 to win the USFL Championship. This is the playoff structure. The San Antonio Brahmas beat the St. Louis Battlehawks 25-15. They are the XFL champions. These two teams will meet this Sunday. The Stallions take on the Brahmas at 5 o'clock Eastern on Fox. Who you got, Birmingham or San Antonio? Which team will be the inaugural UFL champion, because both leagues merged? Of course, we are counting down the days to get to the 2024 NFL season. Waiting and waiting and waiting. All right, these are your updated and current standings in the WNBA. Of course, remember, they go by percentage. They do not go by wins and losses. Some people can easily say that the New York Liberty are better than the Connecticut Sun because they've won 11 games. However, when you divide 11 into 13, it is less of a percentage than 10 out of 11. That is why Connecticut are the number 1 team. The Minnesota Lynx are 8-3. The Seattle Storm are 7-4. The Atlanta Dream and the Las Vegas Aces, who are the defending champions, are both 5-4. Phoenix Mercury are 6-6. Chicago Sky are 4-6. LA Sparks did move up to 4-7. The Dallas Wings are 3-7. Indiana Fever with Caitlin Clark. There is some news about Caitlin Clark that's a little bit distressing, that she is not being featured with the U.S. women's basketball team. I believe this is for the Olympics. Now, I'm going to look into this a little bit more, but, is it, we don't know why. I haven't read the story yet, but it is a story that is out there, and off the bat, I don't think that's a good idea. She was excellent in college. She's still getting her legs going in the season. Okay, the Fever are 3-10. It is a 40-game season, so the season is a quarter of the way done. And unfortunately, the Mystics have not yet won a game. They are 0-12. So we'll definitely look into the why Caitlin Clark is not in the Olympic basketball team. But we'll look into that for certainly. All right, the NBA Finals. 2 games have been played. Boston has won both games so far over Dallas. They won game 1, 107-89, and they won game 2, 105-98. So they have a 2-0 lead. Game 3 is in Dallas. This is Dallas's chance to turn things around. They need to turn things out. They do not want to get swept. Now, based off of tomorrow's game, if Boston wins, game 4 is this Friday, the 17th. Or not the 17th, the 14th, excuse me. Game 4 is on Friday. If game 3 goes Boston's way, game 4 will be considered a game-clinching scenario, a championship-clinching scenario. And I will be back here in this chair with the headset on the Roku Stat TV 15,000, calling the watch along. That's only if Boston wins tomorrow. If they don't, I have a day off from work on Friday. Then we'll see where game 5 goes, and then we'll see where game 6 is a championship game no matter what. If the series goes 3-2, then the next game would be that. And then game 7, of course, is on the 23rd. And last but not least, there have been 2 games played so far in the Stanley Cup Finals. Florida has won both games. They shut out the Oilers 3-0, and then they beat the Oilers again 4-1. Who knows what's happening here? I don't know. Florida wants to join the elite crowd that has got to hoist Lord Stanley's Cup, and they want to be a new champion here. Also, WWE has produced a title belt with the NHL. It'll have the Stanley Cup on it. Don't know if it'll have the side plates on it yet. Again, the only way that I'll be able to do a potential watch along for the Stanley Cup is if the series goes to a game 7. Edmonton really needs to turn this around for that to take place. And that is basically all the news in 30 minutes or less, folks. Not much on the news day. The Mike Tyson Jake Paul boxing match did get rescheduled to mid-November, I believe. So that is going to take place. It's just going to take place later this year. Of course, remember that Mike Tyson had an ulcer flare-up on a plane, which stopped his training, and he couldn't get that taken care of. So he'll be all healed up by then. So let's bring up some shills, and we'll get you on the rest of your day. Let's see, what can we bring up? I believe this is one of them. It's okay, Brother Jeff. We got through it done. We're good. It's A-okay. No need to worry. All right, let's see. Just got to get those in. If my computer will behave itself. Is that what I'm looking? No, that's not it. We know what that is. That's not what we want. Let's get rid of that. This is what I want. And it's not coming up. Okay, well, no biggie, I guess. But coming up on, let's see if I can try this one more time. It doesn't want to show. Does that want to show? No, that doesn't want to show either. Okay. Well, coming up, the Dads of Wrestling will be doing the top 10 all-time albums. That will be on Thursday, June 13th. Greg Cherry has a former WWE champion, not the actual championship, but someone who has held a championship in the WWE on the Jack of All Trades. That is coming up soon. And the watch along for Clash of the Castle is coming up. So that's going to be, that is on Saturday, June 15th. And that's pretty much it. Again, remember, if Game 3 of the NBA Finals goes Boston's way, then Game 4, I'll be here in the sports bar for a watch along on that. And that's pretty much it, friends. Not much else going on in the world of sports. Not much else going on out here in Sevier County. A nice, simple watch along. Or a nice, simple Tuesday afternoon. So, hopefully I'll see you guys all next week. Same stat time, same stat channel. And have a great day. I love you all. And as always, where is it? Where is it? Where is it? It's not here. Oh my goodness. There it is. So until next week, I love you all. Stat Boy out.
The Jeff Meacham Network's Multiverse of Media. For over 15 years, the recognized symbol of excellence and the standard bearer in coverage of sports.